you see that live in the top left corner.
Yes, that means it's about to go down. It
It's about to go down.
yeah.
Kevin Hart, baby.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
That's
hey,
good, bro.
man, we here another week, episode 71. 7-1. You feel me?
Yes.
I'm
Send the
Coach
one.
Mode. We got Latisse over there. I'm gonna start
How y'all
calling her.
doing, man?
I'm gonna start calling her DJ Tease. DJ
You know,
Tease.
I do got some DJ skills in my brain. Like I feel
Listen,
like
I'm gonna tell y'all something.
my playlist
If,
better
if
than a lot of people's.
if y'all kick it with Tease, you know what I'm saying, like a little kickback, whatever, and y'all tell Tease to play some music. She got that playlist, y'all. She got some shit.
I do.
I'm letting
Thank
y'all
you.
know. I'm letting
Thank
y'all
you.
know. Don't get it twisted. Latisse can
Thank
break out
you.
some shit, and y'all gonna have a
Thank
good
you.
time.
Give my props. Some people be they be doubting me. I'm trying to tell them.
Nah, it's real. It's real. I'm telling y'all, Latisse gonna make sure you have a good time, y'all.
Yeah.
Oh God,
I got a little I don't know, a little something.
I know you do. I know you do,
A
man.
little
Look, hey, I'm a
something.
co-sign for you, Tease.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
So, um, how was your week?
It's been good so far. Hump day.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's actually been busy. You know what? I don't know why it's just got busy this month or the last month to this month. It's been kind of busy, but I'll take it. So
Okay.
it's been so far so good. I'm looking at the weather. Looks like we're about to get some nice weather
Yes,
coming up.
sir.
Yeah, coming up like this weekend. So
Yeah,
yeah,
starting this weekend.
I think starting tomorrow.
Yes, you're right. Starting tomorrow. Yep,
We should
starting
be,
tomorrow.
we should be back in the 70s. So
Yep,
yeah.
yep. I like that.
How
I
about you,
like that.
bro? How y'all been?
My week, it's been cool. You know, it was Saturday was busy because it was CJ's junior prom, so that was a little
I
busy
saw
day
that.
starting that day.
You
So
just go to your prom, bro? I don't remember.
no, I didn't go on junior prom. Nope, I
I
didn't
didn't
go.
either. I
I
didn't
didn't go
either.
on junior prom. Junior prom was a thing, but I don't even know if it was like big back then.
Yeah. I
But
don't
I know
think it
they
was. I
had
don't
it.
think it was. They had it, but I don't think it was as big. Like I think, um, like everybody was just looking forward to senior prom. So I think people went,
Yeah,
but they didn't treat it like senior prom though. So, but yeah,
right. Well,
that's
CJ had a blast,
I
so
thought
we had
he was
we had
looking
family
pretty
over.
dapper.
He was able to drive, so he had a blast. He was excited.
It's good. I can't believe like he's just like about to be a senior. You
It's
ready for that, bro?
crazy, Tease. It's crazy. No, I'm not.
You about to have a college. You about to have a college kid in like a year.
He gonna tell me
Yeah.
the other day I'm getting old. I'm like, dude, you ain't gotta remind me. You gotta remind me, man.
That's just so crazy. Like y'all really got kids. Like I'm like, my friends got kids that are in college. Like that's just wild. Like we
Yep.
really I can know.
Like your cousin, her daughter about to go to college.
Yeah, yeah. My God, baby, she
I remember when
graduates
she was.
this year.
I remember when she was born. Like it's crazy.
Yes.
This
I
is
actually saw
crazy,
her
man.
come out of her mom's womb. So yeah. I people be saying that I was there when you was born. Look, I was in the room when you were born.
In
I
the
saw you
room.
come out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you was
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I was literally in the room. So
That's
yeah, it's just
crazy.
crazy
That's
that
crazy.
think that she is getting ready to be a senior. Well, she is a senior that she can already graduate in
Hmm.
this month. It's May. So yeah, it's
Oh
crazy.
wow,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah.
She going away to school?
Not yet. She's gonna
Okay,
stay home for the first 2 years,
okay.
and then once she figure out like what she wants to major in, she may go to a different university. So but she gonna stay here for the first season, which is fine. Save money, so you know.
Now let me ask you this, T. So go on. Let's go back to your senior year. Knowing what you know now, would you have went away to school?
Um, no,
No,
no.
you would stay home.
You know what? I did want to experience that. Um, but at the same time, I wanted to go to the Air Force, and
I
I
remember
was
that.
working towards going there. So if I look at my 18-year-old self, I wish I was 11 pounds short of going of signing up of being enlisted when I first, signed up or whatever. So I really that would have been just a month of me working out, which I already had lost like 30 pounds just to get in it. So when they told me I needed to lose 11 more, I was like, dang, I kind of got discouraged. And then like maybe a week later,
Mm-hmm.
uh somebody I knew was looking for a job. Was looking for someone who was looking for a job, and so it was at a corporate company. It kind of just worked out, bro. So I was just like, I applied for it, and I ended up being in that company for 15 years. So it had worked out. But I wish I would have. I wish I would have just went ahead and lost the weight and then enlisted, because then I would have been like right now I'm gonna be 42, but I would have been retired, from the Air Force by now. So I would have got my 20
Yeah,
years in, and
you would have.
I could have been retired. And I could be starting my second career now. So yeah. So I wish
True,
I would have did that.
true.
And I did
But you,
I had friends in college, so I got a chance to go to the schools for the weekends to hang out with them. So I did
yeah,
get to
you
see a little
did.
bit of
You did. Yeah, you did.
except for your
You
school, you ain't
did.
let me come, but yeah. You never
You
let me
wasn't
come.
coming to that.
Never let me come to Lewis.
No, because you wasn't finna have me fight nobody, man.
My husband could have been there,
You
bro.
wasn't finna have me. Your who?
I said my husband could have been there.
Your husband.
Yeah, my husband could have been there. You could have
Man,
blocked
look,
my.
them dudes down there, man. Hey, at that time, they were marriage material.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. But
Mm-mm.
you never know. They could have. They
Not
could
my
have. They could
guys.
have. It could have been my college sweetheart, and then we could have just. They could have been grown up by now. That's possible.
No, because you would have been trying to come down there every weekend. You've been trying to come down every
Probably.
weekend. I wasn't gonna have that shit.
Probably,
No.
because I had a car too. So because I wasn't in school, I was working like a real job, and so I had a car. So I definitely could have did that. Because I was driving to Iowa, I was driving to T school. So yeah, I definitely could have. I definitely could have did that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you was
What
blocking,
happened?
bro.
That would have been funny,
Yeah,
but I was blocking.
you was blocking, bro. Yeah,
Lord have mercy.
yeah, yeah.
No
You was
tease,
blocking.
no tease. I'm trying to save you. Trying to save you.
I don't need saving. Don't save me. I don't want to be saved. I do.
Oh Lord. Oh my goodness, man. Hey, let's. I was gonna ask you. Let's talk about uh first. Let's just get this out the way. Let's talk about Dwayne Wade and Gabby being at the Met Gala in New York. I mean, not at the Met Gala, but at the what's the name game? At the game, the Knicks
Yeah.
game, right? And they
Yep.
got booed when they was leaving out. Now look, okay, they got booed as they was walking out. For people who don't know, they was at the Knicks game. The fans started booing them. They was yelling some. Okay, I'm gonna be fair. They was yelling some bogus stuff at them, but I was laughing at the simple fact that who would have thought after all these years Dwayne Wade would be booed? Because
Yeah.
Dwayne Wade considered a good guy, whatever. Always
Yeah.
been that way. So him being booed
Yeah.
is funny. Now, the
Yeah.
things they were saying to Gabby and Dwayne Wade, like they said people was yelling, "Why would you mutilate your child?" Like
Yeah.
why like
Yeah.
and what it is, this is right, that's New York. That's New York. And we know how New York them people just tired of that whole the little trans thing, and I think them people upset that Gabby and Dwayne Wade decided to like quote unquote make their son become a girl.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that too, bro. I think I think that okay, like it was rude for people to be saying what they were saying. Like we know that wasn't right, but I think people
Yeah.
just feel like that they are a part of a agenda because it
Mm-hmm.
started when their child was so young, and so I think that people
Yep.
just a lot of people have a problem with that. That about their son being so young and him transitioning and it being it kind of like it did seem like it was kind of being pushed. So I think people
Yeah.
were just
Yeah.
I think people just didn't like that. And I get it. Because especially if you got kids, bro, kids are already when kids are growing up, like when they're young, they're so impressionable and they don't know a lot. And so I think, it's easy to confuse them. And I think sometimes in an effort to try to be inclusive, sometimes it confuses the others because while somebody else who's teaching their kid to be like it's either male or female. And they go to school and it's just like the schools say, well, you don't have to be either one. Then it's confusing for kids, honestly. So I think people just
Mm-hmm.
want kids to be kids, and as they get to adulthood and they learn more about their bodies and they learn about who they are, then let them decide. What they want. If they want to change genders, if they want to change stuff like that, I think as an adult that's appropriate. But yeah. It was
And
it
and
was
it was
kind of funny
funny.
though.
It was kind of funny because the way they was like the way they was born and like I mean it's just I know for me like I'm gonna be honest like I'm tired of them too like I'm sick of them so
Yeah.
it's just this whole I just feel like this whole thing it just don't sit right with me in terms of like with kids because these kids already got to go through so much now
Yeah.
than they ever have in the history of time and now with this and let's say this little boy grows up and let's say he decides to change his mind like now what
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying like
Yeah.
I because to me I still don't think at that age you don't know anything about your sexuality. I just don't believe that. I just don't.
Yeah. 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 I think that's the problem too, because I just think it's the age thing. That's why I say it like I think people are already I think people don't really care what you do with your body parts and what you want to do. But I think when it seems like it's kind of being pushed on kids, I think that's why people probably was like, it's kind of like where you draw the line at. Like if adults want to do whatever they want to do, but when it's just like when you putting kids in front of the agenda, it does kind of. It's just kind of. It's got some weird on it. I don't know what the, but it's just it's different.
It is
It's different.
different.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
different, and like, do you agree? Like to expound on everything we're talking about. Like California is they're passing this bill to keep parents from being able to do that.
I
How do
don't
you
think
feel
that's
about
cool.
that?
That's
You
not
don't you
cool
don't
at
think that's
all.
cool?
You mean like to keep parents from not allowing a child to have a surgery?
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
no,
think
no,
if
no, no. I'm sorry. I mean, like to keep parents from being able to decide that for their children because they're just trying. They're I guess the lawmakers in California just feel like, hey, you shouldn't be doing this because this child is not of age or an adult. It's not 18 or 21. Like, why are you doing this? So they passing a
so
bill.
allowing so the parents that are allowing their kids to
Yeah,
change,
yeah.
I can't say I disagree. Because sometimes I know if it's your child, you should be able to do what you want to do with your child. But I think that it's just, it's some things that kids can do already until you get to a certain age. And I just think gender reassignment should definitely be one of them. I don't understand why, like, if something if you got to wait for cigarettes, you got to wait to vote, you got to wait to drink. So
Wait to
something
go to
that's serious,
war.
wait to go to war. Something as serious as that, should, especially when you're changing your body. Like you said, they don't talk about enough the people that when they do change and they get change their mind, and the number of people
Mm-hmm.
that commit suicide because they've, you know, um made a change that can be reversed. So, you know, um I think that should definitely be an age restriction. I don't think a teenager should be able to, a child or a teen should be able to do that.
And Wade has some strong opinions about California. He was saying that's why he don't live there. He said the laws. He don't like the laws that are there in terms of for the LGBTQ community. I'm like, damn. I'm like, okay, all right,
I
Wade.
think California was pretty progressive.
I thought so too. So that's why I'm hearing what he said. I guess it's
Maybe
not as progressive as we think.
maybe when it comes to that specifically, like when it comes to like gender reassignment, maybe they for especially for kids. I
Yes.
think it's just a thing, bro. Because I think in general, much we know about California, I think they are progressive. So I think probably just the restriction for transgender kids are probably,
Yes.
maybe that's what it
Yes.
is. So yeah,
But my thing is, I kind of agree with that law because somebody's got to protect these kids,
yeah, yeah.
even if the parents are fucking nuts.
Right,
Somebody got to protect these kids, man.
right. Because if kids gonna pull it, so
Yeah, they gonna
you know,
pull it. They
yeah,
gonna pull it.
yeah. You got to be. That's why we have parents. That's why that they, you're in control of them until a certain age because kids, if you leave it up to a kid to make a decision, 9 times out of 10 they're gonna make the bad one. So
They are.
they're not
They
gonna
are.
make a good decision. And to their defense, their brain ain't developed yet. So they ain't
It's
seen
true.
nothing.
It's true.
They ain't experienced life yet like that, and they ain't seen nothing to even to make a good decision. So
I agree
yeah,
with you.
I think that's so. I think I don't have any kids, but I don't disagree that it's got to be, they got to draw a line somewhere.
Somebody, and once
'Cause,
again,
bro, to me it's gonna opens up other stuff too,
yeah,
right? Because because people are already trying to make it those guys that are perverts, that
yes,
are pedophiles, they're trying
yes,
to make that like normal,
yes.
and to normal too. So, that's gonna be a thing. If they keep up with the rate they are, next thing people these guys are gonna be seducing 5-year-olds openly. We already know they do that, behind closed doors and
But
take advantage of
openly,
them. But now it's gonna be an open thing, and it's gonna be, we
and
just might be like,
Tease, I'm gonna throw this out there, and with this AI, this artificial intelligence, with this
yeah,
voice, can
that's
you
that's scary,
imagine what
bro.
can you imagine what these
Scary.
sickos about to do?
Yep, yep.
They can
Could you
use my
imagine?
voice
Yeah, you
for
can
my
use your voice,
keystroke.
call your child and be like, "Hey, come outside. I'm finna
Yeah,
pick you up," or you can. It's dangerous.
it
It
is
is
dangerous.
dangerous.
It's
You can
very
commit a
dangerous.
crime and say, somebody can say, it sounded like this person. Like,
Yep,
it's dangerous.
yep.
It's not a good idea. But you know what? Movies have been portraying AI for a while, so it's like crazy. It's
Long
coming.
time.
Yeah,
Yep.
we've been seeing robot movies and robots taking over and robots within humanity for a while, and now it's kind of like, it's crazy that when we
It
were
is
younger,
crazy.
RoboCop didn't seem like a thing, you know what I'm saying? But it's a
Right.
thing now. You know what I'm saying?
It's you.
So
Right, and you're right because now I'm thinking back. Like, okay, when I saw RoboCop, I'm like, all right, this is a movie.
mhm.
This can never happen. They can never
Yeah.
take a police officer and make him into a damn what's the name. Then I'm like, okay. Then we get iRobot. Then we get
Yeah.
that other movie. Was like, wait a minute. They starting to show
Yeah.
like this could
Yeah.
really, really happen.
It's a bunch of movies like that, bro. Not to mention, already, if you go to Buffalo Wild Wings, if you go to Buffalo Wild Wings, they have robots bring you food. Did you know that?
Really? No.
Yeah. So you could put your order in, like you could put your order in with the real waitress, but they have a machine, a cart that goes around. It knows which table to go to, and it can bring you your food. So they
Holy
started
shit.
that. They started that when COVID, within COVID, to do the no contact stuff.
Yeah.
But now it's just like, they just using it to minimize people they hire.
So that means some jobs is gone.
Yep. Yep.
Wow.
What if they bring it? What if they bring up food to the wrong table?
That's what I'm saying. Somebody gonna eat your damn wings. You're gonna be pissed.
Right.
You can't whoop
Yeah.
the robot.
Yeah. Yeah. And I seen this. I seen one time I was in there, and the robot was just like kind of lost, so it kept going around. So they had to.
Oh
They had to
shit.
stop it, and they just brought the food to whatever table they're supposed to be bringing to. So it's
Robot.
wild.
Robot was just spinning, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. It
Hey man,
was
this world is changing on us.
it's been changed, bro. What they be
So
saying, Jesus, bring the flood. Bring the fire, Lord.
bring the fire. So let's since I brought it up, give me the I call it the Illuminati ball was on Tuesday, and or Monday or Tuesday. I think it was Monday. Anyway, I call it the Illuminati ball, but it's really called the Met Gala. They do it every year in New York. Where a lot of celebrities, fashion people come. It's like a big fundraiser at the end of the day, but it's like a big ass costume party, and it's a big ass red carpet. Like you basically everybody's there to see what you're wearing on the red carpet, to take pictures, and every major media outlet is there. Whatever, people from all over the world come. What's your thoughts on the Met Gala? Because I follow you on Twitter like other people do, Tease, and you had some real candid thoughts about the Met Gala. So, what's your thoughts on the Met Gala?
No, the only thing was I said I mean I think the clothes looks like I'm not an art person. So let me just put that disclaimer out there. So I'm not an art person. I'm not a big fashion person. So, and I said that I wish that I could appreciate it because to me, it just looked like junk clothes. It looks like a whole bunch of material they put together like scraps and they made these outfits but I know that someone actually put it together and it's designed, but most of the people they just look like junky. Like it's a whole bunch of feathers and ruffles, and then you have a big cape, and then you have a vest, then you have a skirt, then you got a pants, and it's just like what are we doing? It's a whole bunch of it's a lot going on here. So it's Janelle Monáe had like a triangle cylinder thing going on. She took off the coat that was on the cylinder. She had like 5 layers underneath it. When she finally took it out, she was basically naked. She had on panties and a bra, basically. So it's weird. Then Doja Cat was on the red carpet. On the red carpet, and they were talking to her, and she decided to talk like a cat and meow. And every question that they asked, she decided to meow. So
she meowed at every answer.
A lot of weirdness, bro. It's a lot of weirdness on that. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, it's not my thing, and I don't really. I'd be surprised how many people just be interested in it. But like I said, I'm not a connoisseur of fashion and art, so I can't appreciate it like everybody else. But they look like just a whole bunch of junk to me. So
they look freaking weird, and I've always said they look weird. And again, I'm not an artsy person, so I know how people when it comes to art, whatever they abstract or whatever they call it. So I can't see what they see, but all I'm gonna say is this: just some of that stuff they be wearing, you gotta get paid to wear that shit. I just don't see you come. I just don't see you saying, you know what? Ooh, I like that. I'm gonna wear that right there because
I'm sure
it just looks different.
A mess. It looks a mess. But you know what, bro? That's like that half the time. Half the time, the celebrities that be on fashion, that be on the red carpet, the designers give them those clothes to kind of just promote the clothes. So to promote the designer. So I'm sure most of them got all that stuff for free, and they were, I think, honoring Karl Langford.
Yeah,
and I just learned from his purses. So
his purses.
He got some. Yeah, that's how I know him for his purses. I don't really know his other stuff, but
Mhm.
Um, I just know him from that, but yeah, it was weird, but black people like it now. It's interesting. I didn't know that black people were so interested in the Met Gala, but yeah, Black Twitter
I see that.
getting it in yesterday.
I see that.
Yeah, yeah.
Like this one person was like, somebody had commented on like, "Well, do you know what the Met Gala is?" I want to say, no, enlighten me, motherfucker. But I just was like, you know what?
Yeah,
It's
you
okay.
don't either.
It's
I
okay.
know it's a fundraiser for like an art school or something like that, an art institute somewhere in New York. But I know that's one of their big fundraisers. That's all I know.
It's $50,000. What's her name? Invite.
That's
So
crazy.
again, you got to be somebody to pay for that.
$50,000, bro. But then
Yeah.
Tiana Turner was in there eating Chick-fil-A.
Yes. Yes. That was freaking hilarious. Hilarious.
Yeah, that was interesting.
She was
Yeah,
fucking that Chick-fil-A up too, wasn't
she was. But it be like that though, bro. I feel like that's why I'm like, I'm not a big fancy food person like that. Like I can definitely go to some nice restaurants, but I've been to expensive restaurants, and to me, the food don't be worth the price. But people always say, "Latish, you're going for the experience." I'm
she? The
like,
ambiance.
I could have spent $200 on something else.
Yeah.
I really could. Than this bland, swordfish that I got that don't taste like
Yeah.
nothing. Like I could have, and this little teaspoon of spinach puree they put on here,
They
and
put on there.
this
Yeah.
little shit they put on here. I could have spent that on something else.
You
Sorry,
paying for the presentation.
I ain't gotta pay for it.
That's it. Like I'm gonna be
Yeah,
honest with you. I like True. Was it Trulux? Trulux?
well, that
What
was
is it?
nice. That was one of
That's
the
nice.
more. That was nice. I've been there a couple times, and I actually like their food.
I do
Their
too.
food. Is good. Yeah,
We
yeah.
went there
Somebody
on
take
like
me.
a
I
Wednesday.
don't know who, but make somebody take me.
Let's put it out there on the pod. Hey,
Put it
somebody
out
take
there.
somebody take
Like
Trulux
my
for her
birthday is
birthday.
in exactly 2 months. Exactly two
Yeah.
months. So you got 2 months to save
Take
and
Teach,
take your girl
y'all.
out.
Take her out there, let her show up. You know
I'm
what I'm saying?
accepting all birthday dates. So
Let her get whatever she wants, everybody. Whoever's out there, take your young girl out, all right? You know what I'm saying?
I
She a
promise
young queen.
I won't order nothing I can't pay for myself. So
And she ain't lying either.
that's just me. So
And hey, and hold on, wait, you ready for this? And y'all, she knows how to order off the menu.
no, I'm gonna go in there and be like, let me get y'all ain't got no chicken fingers. So some hot sauce.
Y'all ain't got no mild sauce.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, man, I remember, man. I took a girl out one time. Man, this is wild. This is years ago, man. We went to was it? No, it wasn't Maestro's. It was one of them
My
steak places. It
I
was,
think
one
my
of them steak places.
overrated too.
She ordered some, and then I guess it came with some type of fries, whatever. She
Mm-hmm.
asked the waiter, "Did they have mild sauce?"
No, bro.
I wanted to walk out on this bitch. I swear to God, I wanted to walk out.
That goes to show the caliber of woman that you were dealing with.
Tease, but I didn't. I mean, I didn't. Yeah, you right. You right. You
Yeah.
right. You right. It
Yeah.
was. I should have took her like my first month. I should have took her fucking Fridays or some shit. But
Yes.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was trying to do some other things.
Uncle Remus probably.
I was trying to do some other things. You know what I'm saying? So
Trying to show a
I
lady a
should
good
have.
time.
Yeah, man. She asked for mild sauce, man. Buddy ass looked at me, then he looked at her. He was like, "No, we don't have that here." And I was like, "Oh fuck, man!
That
If
is so
I could leave
hilarious.
right now, I'll leave."
They probably talk that like on the in the back when they have like tickets, they probably put mouse sauce on y'all on y'all mouse sauce on y'all order like to make fun of y'all.
They probably did, man.
Table 15 in parentheses mouse sauce.
They probably was like, "Who let that in here?"
Right. They was watching y'all like they're probably gonna be stealing. Yeah.
Man, for real, man.
That's
But
hilarious.
that was a lesson learned. That was a lesson learned.
Yeah.
That was a lesson learned. Never again. And if you listening to this podcast, you know who you are.
Poor thing. She probably
Um,
she probably elevated now, bro. She didn't grow it
she
up.
probably she probably did. She probably elevated, but on that particular night, man, she was only good for a good time. That was it.
Oh Lord.
That was it.
Poor thing.
You know what I mean? Hey, but we had some good news last week in the media. We didn't talk about it last week because we had a great show with Zeta and Dante. Shout out to them.
Shout out to them, yo.
But Lamar got paid, Tease.
He got paid.
Lamar
He
got
got
paid.
that. He got that money, y'all. Y'all was giving him a hard time. First of all, one thing about Lamar that when getting paid that I want everybody to stop doing is sharing that one meme that's wrong that keeps saying
God.
he fired his agent and hired his mom. He never had an agent.
Never had an
Okay.
agent.
He never had an agent. Okay. And so which if he probably did have an agent, he probably would like I think somebody brought it up in our sports group, bro. Like when he won, did he win MVP?
Yeah, he won MVP.
So the year he won MVP, most people, even though he's got endorsements, but that was supposed to be a year where he's supposed to be on TV everywhere. And I think that was, and maybe he didn't want to be, so I'll say that maybe he don't care to be, in a limelight like that. But normally if somebody win an MVP, they be on everything because their agent is getting them all kind of deals, so
True.
It's the flip, it's the catch-22 of not having an agent. Like he could probably definitely get more exposure because they gonna do the legwork for him, but at the same time, if he just somebody that wants to be comfortable, he wants to make his money and get it fair and just be good for his family, then I ain't mad at him either way. It's his life. I don't think people should I think he was just being a little harsh, calling them stupid and stuff, but it worked out for him. I mean, I don't think he got no more than what he was gonna get anyway.
So. No, I mean, yeah, if you look at it, he didn't. I mean, if you look at it, like if you look at it unbiased and you turn down your hotep a little bit, the Ravens pretty much won. If you look at it from a totality standpoint, the Ravens pretty much won. They waited him out. They offered him a deal. He agreed to it. And it really wasn't that much of what they originally offered. And to be quite honest, he still didn't get a fully, totally guaranteed contract. People say he never said that. But let's just be like, if you really, really know and read to the people who report certain stuff, them they are telling the truth. I get it. There's so much information being out there, but he did want money close to what Deshaun Watson got. He did want that. He wanted that.
Which I don't think that's the wrong thing to want.
It's not. It's not at all. I said on this show many times, he deserved that money because he's the MVP. He's been to the playoffs. Their record is mediocre without him. Yeah. And he deserves every bit amount of that money because on the field and off the field, he is not a problem. Ever.
He not. Yeah, he not. Yeah. Yeah, I'm happy for him. I'm happy for black quarterbacks, period. Like, yes. I think we're moving into a era, hopefully, where it ain't a big deal that it's a black quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like, hopefully that's where we're headed, to where it's, it's just good players, like hopefully it won't be a big surprise that, 49ers, they got a, black quarterback. They should, you know what I'm saying? Or, whatever these teams, like, Seattle got another black quarterback. Like, it shouldn't be a big deal at this point because it's too many black players. And it shouldn't be, it never should have been a thing. I think, that was just the NFL and its racism of just not knowing how to, because for a long time the people that were playing quarterback were just non-mobile. You know what I'm saying? They were immobile people, and so they just built it around there and then made it bigger than what it could be. Made it seem like you had to be this super super smart person to pass out the pocket and do all this stuff. But the game is changing, so you damn near sometimes gotta have a player that can move around. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
So, and
Agreed.
I'm so not like the football person, but I even know that from the time I started watching football to now that it's different. It's definitely different. So you almost gotta have a quarterback that can throw and run.
Yep. The game's changed.
Yeah, it's changing. So
And
I'm happy for all of them.
Lamar got what 100 and what was it 65 million, 185 of it fully guaranteed over
Yeah.
5 years.
Yeah.
He get that Ravens did a hell of a job in the draft last week by getting him a wide receiver, a tight end.
Yeah.
So they got him some weapons.
He stay healthy
What's
this
that?
year.
Yeah.
I hope he stay healthy.
Yeah.
If he stay healthy,
and
I want them to do work.
And they got Odell Beckham.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a good pickup. Yeah.
And I knew.
Yeah, they trying when they trying what they need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are.
So
but you gotta look at it like this too though. That division they in is tough. It's always tough every year. And I think the only team in that division is going to take a step back is probably Pittsburgh. But other than that, Baltimore is going to be good. Cincinnati is going to be good. I'm missing one other team. They're going to be pretty good. But they needed to sign. They need to get Lamar done before camp because you didn't want to go into training camp without this dude. You need this dude. You know what I mean? And they got it done.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm ready to see them. I'm ready to see what they're gonna do this upcoming season. I am going to my first football game this season coming up.
You ain't never been?
I've never been to an NFL game.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yep, never been. So that's on my bucket list this year, bro, to go to an NFL game. It doesn't even have to be here. Because I really do like one of my bucket things is to start going to sporting events outside of the city. But I will start because to be honest, by the time the Bears play, it be cold. And I definitely don't want to be by the lake. I'm being honest. I don't want to be at the game by the lake. So more than likely
it'd be cold. It'd be cold now.
Should I go to a preseason game? But I may just have to go to, I may have to, even though like necessarily good, but I'm gonna have to go just see the Dolphins or something because I ain't trying to be by the lake, Michigan, when it's snowing watching the Bears. And I love the Bears, but yeah. That's where I'm at with that.
This year they go to New Orleans. Get your girls together. This year they go to New Orleans.
I could do that. I got family in New Orleans, so they'll be happy.
See?
Yeah, I could do that. I could definitely do that.
And it'll be in the dome. You don't have to worry about no weather. You'll be in the dome, you can't worry about no weather. You'll be straight.
Yeah. I might have to look into that. So I got a couple. I actually got a couple. I got a couple of airline credits, so I can. I gotta. Okay. Yeah, I've been sitting on them too, so I gotta use them.
Use them shits.
Yeah.
Hey, so a big thing in the media the last few days has been for people who don't know, Ebony Williams and Iyanla Vanzant, whatever her name is. I can't never pronounce her name.
Iyanla.
I don't like it. But so they were on a I don't know if it was a podcast or like an interview. They might have been on Ebony's show. I think it was Ebony's show.
Yeah, for the griot.
Yeah. For the griot. And then the question was asked by Iyanla, would she date a bus driver? And Eboni K Williams, those of you don't know, she's person. She's got several degrees. So she's a very, very educated. She's done great for herself. She's a very, very educated woman. So, but her answer was um, only if he owns the bus company. And she was like, she cannot date a bus driver. That's not for her. So Ayana, actually, I was shocked that Ayana actually, well, what she said. I thought what she said was actually really good perspective in terms
Mhm.
of love, relationship, whatever. But Ebony caught a lot of backlash. She's still catching backlash because I guess yesterday she doubled down on her feelings and her with another opinion. Now look, she can feel how she want to feel, and I get it. Everybody has a preference. I'm not gonna sit here and say what tell a person who they should be with, how, whatever.
Right.
Here's my thing about this. Ebony K Williams has dated everybody of every race, okay, and it's never worked out. She's always gonna be in circles where she probably won't be around blue collar men.
Mm-hmm.
The issue is the men she's around probably don't want to be married to her because the
Mm-hmm.
men she's around are probably wealthy, rich, important men. I'm sure of it. They might not be on
Mm-hmm.
TV, they might not be athletes, but I'm sure the men she's around, her circles, the men are, you know what I mean, important. They're wealthy. My whole thing out of the whole conversation is that to me, it feels like she shitted on men of blue collar elk. Like I made a joke the other day, like, damn, every bus driver, she made them feel like shit. You know,
Mm-hmm.
bus drivers have good careers. They
Mm-hmm.
do make nice money, make
Mm-hmm.
money to take care of their family, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
But these are the type of conversations that I think sometimes, especially even with women, when they say stuff like that, this is why certain men fire back at women like that.
It's off-putting.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
very off-putting. You're basically
Mm-hmm.
putting down somebody's um, career or their livelihood. You basically saying that's beneath me.
Mm-hmm.
No matter how she try to uh, uh, fix it up, put makeup on it, whatever she said, no matter how she tries to do it, that's how she said it.
Mm-hmm.
She said it like that's beneath me. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she's catching hell, and I think rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
But I saw Lamar Hill. I you know, with him, it's like uh, oil and water with him. Some of his stuff I agree with. Some of his stuff I don't. I don't really think
So
he like. I don't
extreme.
think he like coochie no way. But that's a whole nother
Yeah.
story. Um,
Yeah.
but I get what he was trying to say. But again, she put off a lot of men with that comment,
Mm-hmm.
and when women make comments like that, and then you find out they single, sometimes you be like, well, you really want to say you really want to go there? Because if a man want to be with you, he want to take care of you, he love you, he treat you great. So what if he can't just up and leave and go to Mexico because he got to work? Would
Right.
you rather have somebody like that who treats you like shit? Oh, but he can go, he can leave, he can go out of town with you, he can go out of the country with you anytime he want, but he treats you
Mm-hmm.
like shit. Like what? At some point, I don't even think it's about settling, but at some point, it's just about being realistic to me. But what you
Mm-hmm.
think, T?
So I'm gonna back up and say what just to give a little back to with the Iyanla conversation. So I wasn't surprised by what Iyanla said, because if you watched Ayanna Fix My Life, or if you watch
Mm-hmm.
any of her, if you had any of her books or follow her podcast or follow her, she always, more so than men, she calls out women on our stuff because she
She
is a
does.
woman.
She
And so
does.
she has been, her message to black women specifically, she has been, because she is a black woman, right? And she knows how we have been conditioned in society to, I don't,
Yes.
I may get some slack for this, but be mouthy, You know what I'm saying? Always have to have an opinion, have to defend ourselves. And sometimes because we were just forced in that position, right?
Yeah.
And so she's always been that way. But Ebony asked her a question. She basically told Liana she has been dating and she has not found someone on her level, basically. And she was like, she was dated all kinds of different race men. And then Iyanla, she thinks that people, the dating pool is not up to her standard. And so that's why Iyanla asked her, well, would you date a bus driver? And her question was just asking her, that's where I think Ebony and a lot of women have just missed the point. Her question was not even to tell her that you need to date a bus driver or that you need to quote unquote date down. What she was asking, she's asking about her values and what's more important, like you said, bro. Is it more important to have the man of position so you could just say he owns the bus company and that you with a baller, or is it that you want a relationship with somebody that's caring, that's loving, that's faithful, that's supportive, that that he has his own, he's not asking you for anything? Is that more important, or is it more important for you to say that the man owns the bus station? And so that was her purpose of her question, just to ask her, where are you putting your values? And so if your value is in the position, then don't be surprised when you stay single, because as you said, in the reality, especially if you're looking for a black man in her circle, that circle, you've already kind of made your pool smaller,
You
you
did.
know. And so, and that's not, and here's the thing. If she knows that she's a woman of certain standard and she knows that I like to go out to eat at fast restaurants every weekend and I like to do that, so then maybe a bus driver ain't gonna be for her. And if she knows that, then don't date him. I think the problem with it, I don't even think it's the problem of not wanting to have somebody on your financial level. The problem is that she doubled back and said something about like men, like she kind of demeaned it to me and said it like that, that's average, it's mediocre, and it's men that don't want more for their life. And I'm like, that's not true. That's not true at all. Like some men, like you said, if she knows, even for a fact, she said her mother was a bus driver. So some people, many bus drivers or many blue collar men have put their whole family through college, have bought houses, have bought property, have you know firsthand, right?
Yeah.
So blue collar men um have back in the day, bro, they were like the glue in our community. And we had a whole bunch, we had black houses, black businesses, kids were well off because of their father going to work, working 2 jobs, getting the pension, and taking care of their home. So that's where the value was. Now that's not where everybody is, you know what I'm saying? So but if she knows that if you know that you want a certain thing, that's nothing wrong with that. It's just the fact that because they don't work for you, don't be like all bus drivers that because they're a bus driver, they ain't inspiring for nothing. That's not true. Some people like riding the bus. Some people like driving. It's relaxing to them. You know what I'm saying? So you can't do that. And if that's not what they aspire, it's just not for you. And that's perfectly fine. And just to close out too, I don't think the problem is her money. I think that's what Iyanla was saying, that some of these women, they get these degrees and then they are more in love with their degrees and the position and the things they had, and then it comes with a certain attitude. And I think that's more of an issue when it comes to dating, or whatever. I don't think it's the money the guys have a problem with. It's the attitude that come with it, because don't no man want no bossed up woman coming home with that bossed up attitude, like like you trying to run him, like nobody wants to deal with that. And she even said it herself that part of her dating life, a lot of guys told her she can't turn it off. That she come home with with still a pit bull in a skirt, and then nobody want that. And if she's dating, the reality is, bro, like you said, being realistic, the reality is most men that are of a certain status, you know, they want the home kind of homemaker wife because they gone all the time. So they do want to come home to a cooked meal. They want to come home to, you know, a loving environment. They don't want to come home to more stress. And so sometimes if you working, if we're both big bosses, and that's, it's not to say they can't happen, because they absolutely can. But you know, if we're both always gone and we're both, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of dudes just don't want that. That's not reality. A lot of dudes don't want that. They want to be with more traditional kind of, you know, homemaking kind of women. So you know, if you want to get 5 degrees, that's
I
fine. But
agree
just
with you. I agree with you.
you know, it's just the pool, or you go have to stay outside your race. That's all it is.
Well, she's done that. She's done that.
Which makes
She's
me
done
know
that.
that it's
She's
her
been very
attitude.
vocal about that.
It's the attitude and not the
Yeah.
it's the attitude, because you can. I said she's around a whole bunch of men, so you can definitely. She's pretty, so it's not like she can't find a man because she ugly. She's pretty, so you're pretty, you're successful. It's a lot of men that want that, or in your bracket. So to me, it's not even about. It's not the money. It's probably your approach, and that's what Iyanla was kind of challenged. It's your approach on the relationship, and that's something that you know unfortunately some women don't want. We don't want to deal with that because for whatever reason we think we got it all together and we're perfect and we're God's gift, which we are, but we think that we just don't got to do it but show up. You know what I'm saying? And it's just not like that. It's just not like that. Like I feel like too, dating has to change on both realms, because of the fact that women are working and we are working full time. The ideas that men have for women have to change too, because if we're both working full time, my boy, I'm not cooking every day. I'm just not. I'm not cooking every day.
My boy.
I'm not ironing clothes every day. Like I'm just not gonna do that because I have to work too. Now, 3 days out the week, I got you on some food. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be a compromise. So I feel like that's what Iyanla was saying. It has to change both ways. It can't not just all on women changing our ideas, but it has to be men looking at it different too, because women are working and we are taking care of ourselves. So you can't approach the money situation is, that don't really matter at this point because we are taking care of ourselves. So you more so wanting to be with somebody that's going to be stable and all that stuff. But she kind of did that to herself because she definitely, like you said, no matter how she sliced it, she kind of shitted on blue collar dudes, and I don't think that was cool.
She did. She shitted on them. She shitted on them, and I want to throw this out here, and ladies, when I say this, and I'm not saying every man deserves this, but a man wants to come home to a woman that wants him, needs him. So if you're a boss for work or your business, be a boss there. Come home, leave the boss outside of the house. Turn it down. Be the woman that your man wants. Like, come home and say, so your man can say, man, what can I do for you today, baby? What, you know what I mean? Like, that's what a man wants. He don't want you to always be on boss mode when you at home with him. He wants you the soft, the caring, the sweet, the sensitive. He wants that. He in the boardroom with his boss. Like, he don't want to be in competition. And this goes for, I'm talking about the man that's worth his weight. I ain't talking about a man that ain't shit. So I'll make that very clear.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But
yeah.
he don't want you to carry him at home. He don't want.
I ain't get the last part.
And I think my last part is that he, like, blue collar workers, don't get it twisted. they make a lot of money
Mm-hmm.
behind the scenes. You just don't.
Mm-hmm.
They may not own everything. They may still work for somebody, but blue collar workers have, throughout the history of years, have shown they can take care of families. They've
Yeah,
shown that. They've shown they can.
absolutely.
Okay, so don't let out there twisted. Again, everybody doesn't want to be a boss, and that's okay.
Mhm. And every woman doesn't.
Everybody
Every
feel out is,
woman
hey,
don't want
yeah,
that.
I drive a
Bro. Yeah,
yeah.
and every woman that's working, every woman that's working is not trying to every woman that's working is not trying to be a boss either, and not trying to um be in competition with their man. Because I think working is ghetto. I do. Like if I didn't have to work, I would not work. I don't have a choice. I don't have a choice in the matter. So I don't know
Yeah.
what it's like to not pay my bills by myself, because I'm the only person that has paid my bills for the last 20 years. So I don't know what that looks like. So if I'm with the guy that wants to take that weight off me, trust me, I am not gonna have a problem with it. I'm not because and I think
And that's
most women.
fine.
That's why I say people have to guys have to look at it different too, in the sense that women, when you're working 9 to 5 too, bro, we get stressed out too. We tired too. So it's a lot of expected of women to work 9 to 5, to come home, still be ready, be a freak in the bed, and then be Susie homemaker, and then be, top chef. Like it's a lot. Then you have to you know, be a mom for those who have kids. It's a lot. So it is a lot on a woman. So if you want all that, you have to lighten her load too, in the sense that, you know, making her feel comfortable and making her feel protected, making sure that the house is taken care of, so that she can push through those days when she's tired, because she's with a man that appreciates her, that shows her love, that adores her, and you know that's holding the family down. So you get that extra boost when you're doing that. But if, like you said, if it's just random, you regular dude and you just want to walk around the house saying fee fi fo fum and want to be man in the house, and you're not treating her in a valuable manner, you're not gonna get, you're gonna get what you put out there. That's all I'm gonna say. You're gonna get what
That's
you
the
put out
truth.
there. So
That's the truth.
you know,
You definitely gonna get what you put out there. Because then
or
that
don't
man
put
gonna
up.
be finding ways to leave home. He's gonna be finding ways to leave home. Because
Yeah,
he ain't
he
gonna
gonna
want
be
to be
finding
there
ways,
anymore. That's the
and she ain't gonna want to be there either. That's how people be having no office affairs. Cause then she be
true.
with,
That's
if
true.
the lady ain't feeling valued, bro. Let's just say she at work and then her boss always giving her glory. You know what I'm saying? And she come home and her man don't tell her when he don't tell her when he cook, he appreciate it. He don't tell her when it's good. He don't tell her she look good. He don't affirm her in any way. And the guy at the job is, it's funny they say work husbands, but that should be real. So oh boy at the job, who see her more than probably you do, telling her all of this stuff. I mean, that's how office affairs start. So it go both ways. That's why you just gotta marry your
Yep.
person,
Yep.
take care of your person, and y'all come up with what best works best for y'all. Like otherwise, at the end of the day, like everybody just wants like real
Oh,
love.
I truly think everybody does want real love, no matter how much they try to act like they don't, or how much social media tells you real love doesn't exist. I think everybody wants that deep down inside. I really do.
Yeah. We weren't made to be um by ourselves. So I think it's just a natural feeling to want that. So I think, I
Mhm.
just think Ebony, she's just an example of a lot of women who make a lot of money, and you know, it's the attitude. It's the attitude. I think, we just it's not one thing I disagree too with that she said too, what we didn't talk about, bro. Adding that white supremacy or white privilege to it, I feel like that was all off. and I feel like that was cap, as y'all say. I don't think that has nothing to do. It has nothing to do with this situation. Has nothing to do with white supremacy in the sense of I never had anybody tell me to date down. My father certainly didn't tell me that. My mother certainly didn't tell me that. None of my friends tell me that. I'm not around any woman that has ever said date down. And I think that message is being pushed by a certain demographic of black women that feel like they can't find anybody, and they're saying that people are telling them to date down. And I don't know who's telling them that, but I've never heard anybody say just date whoever you can because that's all we can get. I've never had that. And I don't think that's
I've never heard that either.
I don't think that's what Iyanla definitely was saying. I've never heard that. And I think
I've never heard that.
Pushing at her and Mark Lamont. I think I don't want to say it's a rich people thing, but I kind of do feel like it's people with money who hit a roadblock in dating and they're saying that I don't want to date down. Okay, well, if you got money and you're around all these rich people, why the rich men don't want you? True. You don't own the station that you work for, but you don't own the station that you work for, but you won't date the man that drives the bus that he works for. Doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? So
it doesn't make sense.
I mean, if being boss is the standard, then you should be on it. You should own everything that you're on. Then that's just silly though. It's just silly.
That's because you got too many. This narrative out here about boss chick, boss this, boss that. Man, look, man, that's great. If you're in a situation where you can be your own boss, great. But there's 75% of the world is not like that in working America. People out here are working 9 to 5, are working. So if you do get a chance or you're lucky enough to create your own way and your own money, that's great. But there's still people out here that you need to rely on to help you get to where you're at. There's people you're going to fall in love with who probably ain't a boss. You know what I'm saying? So, again, nobody's saying lower your standards. I just feel like just be realistic with your approach. That's all I'm saying.
Be realistic, bro, but then change your approach too, so that the guys that are in your bracket will still see the softer side of you. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we're women. We're supposed to exude some kind of femininity. You know what I'm saying? And so I think sometimes that's missing. And I think, just seeing women in the comments, some of the women in the comments just talking, it's just like I could tell, like, it. The one thing internet makes you be like self-reflective, because I'd be thinking like I don't want to sound like that. I don't want to be that woman. You know what I'm saying? To a man.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that, So but if you want to have that approach, then that's what Iyanla does. She asks women all the time when they be like, I got my PhD. I got my own house. I got me a Beamer truck. I got 7 figures in my account and all that. But you can't file up. And she asks, so how's that working out for you? How's it working out for you? All of that stuff, like, and she was saying, she tried to tell people, all that stuff is good, but how you talk to people, how you talk to me, how you interact, that makes a difference.
Sure does.
So talking about everything that you don't really care to a man that's already accomplished. Like, he don't really care about that. Like you said, he want a hot meal, to be quite honest. Guys ain't really that difficult.
Yeah.
They're really not. Have sex with them and feed them.
People know you cook.
And I promise you that's
really it.
Yeah, they don't really. Guys, I ain't trying to shit on y'all, but y'all really ain't that complicated.
Hey, listen. We really not that complicated. We not. We just want to make sure you can cook. We want to make sure that when you in the bedroom, you decent. We want to make sure
Mm-hmm.
that you're nurturing. If we had kids, we really
Mm-hmm.
ain't that complicated, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
And
I'll
that's
see.
honest to God
I,
truth.
I, I'm interested to see how she what else she got to say this week.
Me too. I want to know what she got to say because she was doubling down like a mofo all week long.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
she not going
She ain't and
now.
she ain't going no dates either.
Dateless. Poe Ebony gonna
Hey,
be dateless.
oh, Ebony.
Poe Ebony.
Yeah,
Now, before we leave, we gotta talk about this because what the hell is going on with these white vigilantes?
bro. They on some. I don't even know what to even compare it to because that has been a thing in America since we got here. And white people feeling like they can just be judge and jury of everything that goes on, right? That's how we got Karen to be a thing because Karens insert themselves in things that have nothing to do with them. And the same thing with some certain white men because if anybody know what happened, a couple things happened this past week. Today or yesterday, the young man who got killed, who was murdered because the media, the white controlled media, will say, "Oh, he died on the train." No, he was murdered by a maniac. Okay, a maniac murdered him, and people
A
watched.
maniac. A
A
maniac.
maniac murdered him, and someone
Mm-hmm.
recorded him getting murdered instead of helping. Other people were watching him get murdered because he was homeless, and the empathy for people is just gone. And they watched this man die for nothing because he was on the train, which if you take the train anywhere in any city, it's always homeless people on there. They always acting erratic. And so what? It's almost like background noise. This young man did not touch him. All he was doing was shouting on the train. And so freaking what? If you don't want to deal with yelling or crazy stuff on the train, don't take it. I don't know what possessed him besides ultimate white privilege.
Mm-hmm.
What possessed him to go behind that man and choke him out because he wasn't even bothering you. And even
Mm-hmm.
if he approached you, if he didn't touch you, New York got damn near police on every train station. All you
Mm-hmm.
had to do was pull the emergency thing. They would stop the train, and I'm probably sure police would have been on one of them stops in minutes because that's what New York does now to keep down, and it has worked for them. Over policing, to some because they always bothering black people, but at the same time, crime has gone down on the trains. So whether or not you want to hear him, that's fine. You are not the judge or jury because you don't want to hear it to put your hands on somebody. Like that was such an idiotic thing. I hope he goes to jail, and I hope when he in jail, I hope they bust his ass every day, wide open. I hope they do. Well, we know this is America, and chances are he will not get time. If they charge him, they're gonna charge him with the manslaughter or something, some other BS. He's gonna get probation. He probably won't see a day in jail, but he needs to be in jail because who told you to do that? Who are you? That man didn't touch you. He and you did it. You choked him for minutes
He
until
sure
he
did.
couldn't
15 minutes.
until he stopped moving.
Mm-hmm.
Like we just saw George Floyd, and here you
Mm-hmm.
are, some little random ex-marine on the he's a maniac. He's a
Mm-hmm.
maniac, and he should be in jail. And if he ain't in jail, he needs to be in a crazy home. This is when I feel like street justice is a thing because although that man was homeless, white people, some people think they can run up and do stuff. Like I'll be glad none of that stuff ever happened to me because I promise you I'll be on the news is like this black woman went crazy because I'm not. I just the Lord knows me, and I know like it's just it made me so upset, bro. It really ruined my day to see that man die. It almost because he was already vulnerable because he's homeless, and more than likely, a lot of people that are dealing with homelessness they have some kind of mental. You know what I'm saying? They usually become homeless because they have some kind of mental breakdown,
Yep, a
and
lot of them.
so to have no empathy and to think that the appropriate thing to do was to put him in a chokehold. Like it'd be different if he was swinging at somebody and you went to hold his arms down. You put him in a chokehold.
Yeah,
That's as evil as it comes. You don't know this man. This man don't know you, and you thought it was appropriate to take his life because he was yelling about no money and food. Man, I just was like, I just, man, I just hope he disappears. That's what I'll say. I hope he disappears by any means necessary. I hope he disappears and I say that because I feel like the government we know ain't gonna do nothing to him, and it, that's why they feel like they can do stuff like that. But it's when now if that man would have turned around and stabbed him, or actually flipped the script
had
on
a
him,
weapon.
if he had a weapon, bro, or if he was able to get loose and he harmed that man, guess what? That homeless man to be in jail right now.
Yes, yes, he would.
He'd be in
Yes,
jail
he would.
he'd be in jail for assault, attempted murder, and it's just that's the kind of stuff that makes me say I hate it here because the laws allow this kind of behavior. It is just the whiteness of America that the white people just don't get, like the
Truly is.
Bill Maher of the world,
Truly is.
who are so ignorant and blind to racism. Just because it didn't happen to me personally, I'm looking at that. That's still a black person. That's still my brother and my sister. And if you did it to them, you could do it to me. If you thought you could do it to me. If I was in a vulnerable position, if I lost my mind and I became homeless, and you think you could do it to me, and you can't. You can't. You can't. So it really pissed me off. Honestly, it pissed me off for a bunch of reasons because he had no business doing it. It pissed me off because the police let him go. It pissed me off that the media is portraying it as he died instead of a murder and calling that wacko a murderer. That pissed me off. It really did.
Well, I was when I read the story and I saw the pictures and everything. I really feel like that dude he wanted to do that to that homeless guy. Like
Yeah.
I really feel like in that moment he wanted to kill that man
Yeah.
because
He saw opportunity to kill a black person.
I don't think I no matter if you had words or not, words were said. There was no reason to put him in a chokehold for 15 minutes,
Nope.
especially when you got 15 other witnesses saying that the homeless man didn't even attack him. So
And y'all sitting there, 15 people sat there, let him do it.
yeah,
That's what pissed me off. And you
yeah,
had two other weak ass white men come on there holding him down. It's just so much. They need to go to jail too.
yep,
They need to go to jail
and
too because that's how they act together. When they all together, they get in these gang mentality, and because it's a weak man mentality, and they get together. Now you want to gang up, but all them people on that train who sat there too, they all weak too, and they
yeah.
all should be ashamed of themselves.
But see, this is where I say coincides with white privilege because they feel like at times that they can do and say whatever they want because they know the consequences is going to be different for them.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, he that homeless man to the police and maybe to that guy who killed him, he was homeless. So to them, they probably like, oh, his life didn't matter, and
Yeah,
that's just
homeless
what I
and
took
black.
from it. Yeah, and he black. That's what I took from it. He's homeless. Who go? I'm really saying that there's people out there who probably was like, well, who's gonna miss him?
Yeah, yeah,
And that's how some people feel. And you know, and it's not only this incident. You had another incident where these girls was inside this store. Was it TJ Maxx? and they was stealing shit. One girl got out the door, the other girl tried to leave, but this white dude took it upon himself to be security.
Yeah.
Punched the girl, knocked her down. Now I'm saying to myself, I all right, if you want to be a hero, cool, whatever. But here's the thing. You wrong too, because at the end of the day, unless you getting paid for this, and this is your job to stop people from stealing, man, your motherfucking business, man.
Mind your business. And furthermore, you a man putting your hand on a woman. That's the
Yeah.
other part too, is that they feel like they can do anything to us. And black women, this is what, when people quote the Michael X quote when he says black women are the most unprotected, this is what he's talking about, because historically, when our men were taken from us, and when we were separated from them, we were defenseless, right? And so you every time I see situations where there aren't another, because I believe if a black man was around and saw that, even with her stealing, he would have responded. And but the funny thing is, they wouldn't do that in front of black men because they're scared.
No.
They're scared, and when they do that, they only do that when they have 5 of them, because they don't by themselves. They just weak. But he did that to a woman. He would have never hit a white woman who was stealing.
Never.
He would never hit. He would never did it. And people in the comments say, "Oh, they should have been stealing." Yeah, they shouldn't have been stealing. But let TJ Maxx go after them. Who are you to put your hand on somebody, because you don't own that store? It has nothing to do with you. Mind your damn business.
Everybody in that video was wrong.
Everybody in the video was wrong.
Everybody was wrong in that video.
Just
they all
whack,
was wrong.
man. You hit a woman and you mounting some business that pay you. You're not security. No, you have nothing. This is just this vigilante attitude that some white people have because they think they slave patrol. And they think it's their job to keep us in check. Don't ever think you're going to keep me in check. Sorry, it's just not going to happen. It's not going to work in your favor. So don't do that to me.
And that white dude, and what if old girl would have pulled out a bank on his ass and popped his ass, and he would have died a motherfucking instead of hero, he just would have been a dead ass dude.
As she should.
Let them people run out of that store.
Mind your business, white people. Mind your business.
Yeah. You're not coming into your
house. If you're not coming to your house, mind your business. And I'm not promoting, stealing. But white people steal in other ways too. So, you all get, and sometimes you don't have to steal because you get, subsidies for your businesses, and you get all these government contracts for your kids and all that. So it's a lot of systematic things that happen in the favor of white privilege that black people don't have. And I'm again stealing. I hate people that steal. I don't hate them, but I just that mentality is just like, it's crazy to me, bro. Like I don't even know why we doing that. You know what I'm saying? All this for purses. That's just not that serious. You're gonna risk your freedom for some TJ Maxx purses. Them purses came out 2 summers ago, and you finna risk your life for some old ass purses. Like, come on.
Yep, it's just risk going to jail for that.
That's just not. If it's just literally not worth it.
No, it's
you can get a job at TJ Maxx and get a discount and get those same purses.
But you know what though? I ain't gonna lie to you. It would have been very entertaining if you saw a black man like Deontay Wilder size come and knock that white dude out. That shit would have been.
And then they would have been mad.
Well, look, they would have been mad, but for me, I would have thought that shit was glorious.
They wouldn't have pulled that. They'd never pull it on Deontay Wilder though.
No,
you ain't gonna pull it on them. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna happen. But
real tough with
you see, he got tough because it was a girl. He got tough because she was black, and it's just weak. It's a sector of the country, and the crazy thing is, all white folks not like that because I know a bunch of cool ass white people. It's these vigilantes that we talk about. It's these ones who just have a embedded, racism that I don't know where they got it from. I guess their parents or whatever, that they just it's in them, and this is how they respond like that.
Yep, it's in them. It's embedded in them, and it ain't going no fucking where.
Nope. Unfortunately,
at all, man. Unfortunately, it's not.
Well, I tell you what, if you think I'm stealing, and you feel a need to be Captain Save a Hoe, you just better knock me out, because we are not. I am never gonna lay down.
Never.
So, yeah, we're
gonna. Hey, listen, man, listen. Here's my advice. I know everybody. I know wrong is wrong. I know how everybody looks at violence and crime and all that. But here's my thing, man. At some point, we gotta realize some shit just not business, and it goes in situations where if you see a domestic thing going on, it's okay if you don't want to get involved or step in, because a lot of people have lost their life that way.
Absolutely.
They trying to break up fights or trying to break up. Like somebody recently just got killed because he was trying to break up a fight and he ended up getting shot recently. Some young person recently. It happens out here on the train, in the public. So I don't get mad at people who don't do nothing or who just, because at the end of the day, sometimes you in them situations, you really got to be like, man, this ain't really my fight.
Right.
And it's okay. And then there's some situations where what the fuck you getting involved for? Because like you said, you stealing out of this store. I don't own Walgreens. I ain't got nothing invested in Walgreens.
Why?
I don't give a fuck about them stealing fucking candy or some fucking some condoms. I don't care about that.
Right.
But
right. It's none of your business.
It's none of my business. It's none of my business.
I get like if you don't want to jump in, if you don't call the police, but the bare minimum, bro, that train was quiet as hell. Nobody even saying let him go. Why are you doing that? Nobody's even questioning him. We're literally watching them and nobody's saying anything. At least for George Floyd, the people that was recording, they were saying let him go. And it's different because this was cops. This is a dude on the train that took it upon himself to do that. Yes. Like you're not a police officer. You're no reason. Like somebody should have been like just saying anything. Like if you don't want to touch him and say let the man go, at least somebody could have been saying let him go. We're calling the police. It's not your job. You know what I'm saying? But I just couldn't just be sitting there recording and not doing anything. Like, come on.
No. Well, last thing I want to say is shout out to them people today who protested at that subway station by early in the morning by disrupting people trying to get on the train and go to work. I'm glad they did that because somebody got to be a voice for that homeless dude. Somebody, and I hope
feel more noise. Yeah.
Yes, and I hope some justice. I hope something comes out of this because they released the guy who choked him. They released him. And I hope an investigation comes up, and I feel like there needs to be some justice.
Yeah,
I do, because I don't feel like this is self-defense. I don't feel like none of this was self-defense.
It wasn't self-defense because the man wasn't bothering him, and it's on camera. And New York has a black mayor who I don't really care for. They don't really care for either. But this is your chance to, and be in a position to speak on behalf of black people. But he seems to be a weak person anyway, so who knows what he's gonna do. But I know that people that I follow have been saying to call his office and to reshare, and I've been seeing now more celebrities share it, within the last hour or so. So I hope it gets some noise. I hope he gets embarrassed, and I hope that boy go to jail, and I hope he goes to the crazy house because he's a wacko. He's just like Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah.
You going down there because you feel like you can do that because you're protecting your country and it's my duty. This is not your country, okay? Your country is across that Atlantic.
Another situation.
Czechoslovakia, go back there. That's where your country is. This is not your country, okay?
Country.
It's not your country. The natives own this is the natives' land. If anybody wants to get riled up, it's them, not you.
Let them be riled up. Yep, and they be riled up for this country. Boy, I tell you.
round up for stealing. Like
for stealing.
Yeah. For stealing. And it was something too, bro. We'll talk about this. Somebody released the statistics, like, how these vigilante white people be so quick to, want to, jump in when it's a black person. But it was, within the last year, the people who killed the most in this country was white men.
Mm-hmm.
We should be scared of them.
It was a stat. Yeah.
Be scared. I should be scared to get along with them because I don't know if they're unhinged or not. That's what our statistics in America show, that white men have been the most violent, probably since we got here. But for sure, this last, if we're going to look at statistics of murder, it's you all.
It's been yeah. According to the stats, they love stats too. Them people, all these, white ring people that always bring up stats about this and that. Yeah,
they ain't gonna bring that up.
They up there with gun violence. They're up there with gun violence.
Hell yeah, but they ain't gonna bring it up though. That's what I'm saying.
Nope.
Yeah, but yeah, whatever.
Rest in peace to that homeless guy. I know they said his name. I forgot what his name was.
Yeah.
But rest in peace to him, man. And I hope he got some family. I really do. I really do.
I hope he gets some justice.
Me too. I hope he gets some justice. He needs it.
Yeah.
Well, Tease, on that note, you got anything else before we wrap it up?
I was trying to think of Martin. Remember when Martin had that half a head braided? I was trying to think of what he said, but I couldn't think of it. But no, I don't have nothing.
Shaquille Sunflower.
Yeah. Just want to give a shout out again to Dante and Zeta for joining us. If you guys haven't checked out the show, make sure y'all check it out. Make sure you subscribe and just check out some. If you haven't been looking at some of the other shows that we've had previously, go ahead and check it. Go ahead and comment. Y'all can still watch it. But we appreciate y'all for listening, and we'll be back next week with another show.
And remember, the man that sleeps on the floor can't fall out the bed.
That's what I was trying to say. That was what I was trying to say. Yeah. That's and on that note, we'll see y'all next week.
We'll be back next week, y'all.
Peace.